This is my absolute favourite painting. Well, it is today anyway, and I'm going to show you how I created this magnificent work of art with some absolutely fabulous techniques, and some new tips and tricks that I've been experimenting with. Welcome to the studio, it's Froyle here, and I'm so glad you've joined me because I'm very excited to show you this new technique that I've been exploring and experimenting with. I have this fabulous canvas and I started with a black background. I'm putting on just some ordinary acrylic black paint, scraping it on and then letting the background dry because I wanted to create an imprint pour. I know, what is an imprint pour? I'm so glad you've asked because I'm imprinting a texture or a design into the canvas on the first few layers, then building up more layers on it, some transparent, some opaque, and some textured. So I'm using my absolute favorite script stencil, which is one of my own designs, with the Liquitex antique gold acrylic spray paint. Now, I say acrylic spray paint, not the enamel, because this spray paint is compatible with other acrylic paints, which is really important when you're experimenting and trying different techniques and textures. Now, once the first layer or the sprayed painted surface has dried, then I pull out my fabulous fluid paint. Now, I'm using magenta, two different shades of red, can't remember what shades they are, but they're beautiful. Amsterdam copper, Liquitex bronze, and a black. I've got them all beautifully fluid mixed up with the Liquitex pouring medium and we're ready to go. Now, because I have decided to create this imprint pour and I have this pattern or texture already on the canvas, I'm going to use some of the Liquitex pouring medium just by itself, perfectly clear, so that it creates like a transparent area in my painting, because all of the other paints are going to be opaque, which means they're going to cover the canvas and you won't see what's underneath. But I want my area to stay there and not be covered, so the clear medium should work for this idea. I'm giving it a tilt around on the canvas and I really want to keep the area at the bottom where I've put the stencil down totally clear so that you'll see it in the end. That's my plan. It is a little tricky. You kind of have to just move it around and make sure you don't cover it completely. Then I'm spraying some of the Liquitex antique gold onto the painting. Now, because I already mentioned it's an acrylic spray paint compatible with acrylic paints, I like to spray it straight on the paint, straight on the painting, because it creates an incredible texture. It looks absolutely amazing. Even the overspray looks fabulous. It kind of beads up on the acrylic paint surface. You have to try it. It's fantastic. It works so well. Then I'm also putting a bit of a swipe on with the antique bronze. Now, my paint was very thick and very runny, so the swipe didn't do too much, but it does create a bit of a texture. It all contributes to the overall composition, and you just have to try these things. Have a go at different applications and see what works, because that's the only way you're going to learn. It's the only way you get better, is if you keep experimenting, you keep trying, and then you'll find out what you like and what you don't like. Now, I added a little bit more of the beautiful gold spray onto the top section and a little bit on the side because I just wanted a bit more glamour. Had to be a bit more glamour. I'm really happy at this point because you can still see the fabulous transparent area at the bottom of the canvas where my stencil is. I know, it's working really well. I added a little bit more magenta. I wanted to brighten up the composition, and then I pulled out my little travel hairdryer, gave the paint a bit of a blast just so it would move a bit more, get more of that organic flow happening. Not too much, but because I do tend to get a little carried away, I had to constrain myself. I didn't want to blow it all to pieces because I was really liking how it was forming on the canvas. It's looking pretty good. It's got a beautiful dynamic composition to it. The colors are looking beautiful. They will dry a little bit darker because acrylic paint does that, but I do like the textures that I've created from the swiping and the gold spray paint. Just love that one. Hopefully we won't get any cracks as it dries, but you know, if we do, we can fix it. Now, I did look at it for a while, but of course I'm in an experimental mode. I'm experimenting with so much at the moment, so I couldn't leave it alone. I pulled out some isopropyl alcohol in my little spritzer bottle and I'm spraying it on the paint. I wanted to see what it does. Do you know what it does? Well, actually, it didn't do much. I was pretty disappointed. I thought it might have had more of an impact or created more of a spread of the paint, but nah, didn't do much at all. So then I pulled out the beautiful bronze alcohol ink and dropped that in some areas because I wanted to create a different kind of textual element down that side of the canvas, and that looks absolutely amazing. The alcohol ink kind of spreads out, creates like a little halo of beautiful bronze color. I'm loving it. This is great. I'm loving all of these different textures and techniques. I like the spray paint. I love the underneath stencil. I like the transparent area, and I'm loving this alcohol. I told you it was my favorite painting right now. It's coming together beautiful. We might have a little cracking problem with the alcohol ink and the acrylic paint, but you can't let that worry you too much. You'll have to wait and see. It dried up absolutely beautiful. I love the metallic shine of the ink, and the fabulous stenciled area still remained the same. I didn't lose it. It was still transparent, and the colors have dried up better than I expected, actually. There was a bit of a gap with the kind of the gray area down the middle, and I didn't like that as far as a compositional element, so I put the stencil back on and gave it a spray. This time I added some black, same paint, acrylic spray paint, the Liquitex one, sprayed it over the stencil. I just wanted to add that texture back into that section there so that it would pull it all together and the composition would be stronger, and I'm loving it. It worked out really well. So you don't have to stress about getting it all perfect when you've poured your paint on, because you can add to it once it's dry. Add some embellishments or change the composition. You don't have to worry about getting it all in one shot, baby, because it's a mixed media painting. You can add anything else to it at any stage of the development. Right, so I absolutely love how this painting has turned out. I love being able to see the imprint of the stencil. I love that I added a little bit more here on top. The alcohol ink this side, the textures are so much fun, and it's got some beautiful colors through here. I don't even mind that it's got a little bit of cracking in there. That could have been because I was spraying it with the alcohol. I wanted to see what it was going to do, but it didn't do very much, and the way that it's cracked is probably not worth repeating, but you don't know until you try, so you have to at least try these things. The textures on it look fabulous. I love the variety of the textures, and I've given it a few weeks now, so I want to put a nice glossy varnish on it, and I'm going to go with this liquid glass. Now, I've been trying 9 different pouring mediums, and the liquid glass is one that I wanted to try as well. It says pouring medium or finish resin, so you can put it on top as a finish coat, or you can use it as a pouring medium, apparently. But I'm not liking the way it's got these little floaty bits in it. I think that I might need to perhaps strain it first, because that would really annoy me if these floaty bits are stuck in sections of my painting. So that's a bit of a drag. I really don't like having to do this because it takes time and I'm not a patient person. So I'm going to put it through a paint strainer just to make sure that it doesn't have any of those floaty bits in it when I pour it onto my canvas. But yes, it's going to take quite a while to run through because it's quite thick. So I'm going to have to let that sit there for a while until it's strained through, and then I'll feel much happier about using it. But because that is a bit of a drag, and because I'm not patient, I probably will scratch this off my list of pouring mediums, because I just don't want to have to do this every time I want to use it. So we'll see after about half an hour or so, we'll see how good it is as liquid glass and if it's actually worth the price and the hassle of straining it. Right, so I've got my freshly strained batch of liquid glass. It actually has gone on a lot easier than I thought it might. It's covered really well. I had more than really I needed. And I'm pretty sure if it dries as beautiful as it looks now, it will indeed look like liquid glass. So maybe I'll get over my aversion to straining because it might just have such an incredible look to it and effect that I just might have to get it again. And isn't that how it goes? You have to experiment. You have to try these different products and find what it is you really want to create. Okay, well, I'll stop playing with it, let it dry, and I can't wait to show you how stunning it's going to look. Have a look at how beautiful it's come up. I know I'll have to get over my aversion for straining the liquid glass because the coating on it is absolutely stunning. It does look very resinous actually. It brings out all of the beautiful colors. They're lovely and lush and rich and I even like touching it. It feels amazing. It is exactly what it says. It is liquid glass. So I'm thinking if you get it from Amazon and it's got little floaty bits, that's what happened to me. Just strain it, get over it, just be patient because the product in itself does work like it says it's going to work. I'm really loving the ink here. The alcohol inks created a great texture. I'm doing that again. Love the stencil and the thickness of the liquid glass really helped to fill in all of the areas here that might have been a bit rough from spraying on the alcohol. Don't bother doing that. That didn't really have a great effect. But the ink looks amazing. The stencil looks stunning. The colors are great. And look, you can see some cells here from my swiping. A little bit there. That's a nice texture. Just enough. Not too much. This is exactly how I love a painting. Richly covered, lots of layers, interesting marks, interesting textures. And to me, this is my best work yet. Of course, I say that until I come up with the next brilliant idea. But today, this one's my favorite. It's going to look absolutely stunning up on the wall. I can't wait to hang it in my studio, or I might even put it in my bedroom, seeing as it is my favorite. I'm definitely going to take some of these techniques into the next experiment and the next painting. So I really hope you're going to come back and join me. Thanks for being here today. Don't forget, if you want to know more information on the particular paint products that I'm using, there'll be links in the description under the video. Have a great week. Happy creating.